On our Plus app, we're here to give you the latest details on the upcoming weather impact alert days that are going to be for both Monday and for Tuesday due to widespread scattered showers and some embedded thunderstorms that are going to be possible all throughout the day, both days. I know throughout this weekend we've seen more and more cloud coverage kind of coming in and staying over the area. Saw it throughout the day today, which kind of inhibited our highs to grow a lot. We ended up making it in the mid to upper 60s at best with that cloud coverage, and it's all due to a low pressure system that's going to be bringing in more moisture overnight and into the day Monday and Tuesday. Some of us have already seen a sprinkle or two across the area. What I need you to do, go ahead and make sure these next couple of days you have the rain gear with you at all times. That just means the umbrella in the back seat and maybe even the rain jacket, because it's going to be a little bit cooler. Plus, make sure you are driving with caution. With the amount of rainfall that we're expecting to come over the area in the next 24 to 48 hours, there could be a flash flooding risk across the region. It really doesn't take much to hydroplane. You know, I brought my computer over here because I wanted to track some of these showers with you to kind of show you where this system is at this certain point in time. Let's zoom in on the Triad actually for right now. There are a couple of sprinkles currently moving in from our south from that low pressure system, bringing them in mainly for Montgomery, also for Randolph counties, Davidson County, pushing into Forsyth, Yadkin, and also into Wilkes. It's kind of coming in from the south, not moving very quickly, just isolated sprinkles. If you're heading out for plans tonight with mom, again, most of us staying mainly dry, but could run into a sprinkle or two. So just make sure you have the rain jacket with you at all times for tonight, and maybe an umbrella for mom to keep her dry. Flash flood risk into the day today. Again, it's at a low, but you notice this level 2 well to our south. It kind of matches up right with the amount of moisture we saw on the radar here just for a second there. And really heading into the next couple of days, we're really going to be seeing a lot of rainfall across the area. On Monday, we're in this level 2 range, which we don't really see all that often. It's at a level 2 out of 4 in this yellow. That means that, you know, flash flooding is going to be the greatest risk that we really see, the greatest threat for our area with this rain continuing to come down widespread as it is, heavy at times also. By the time we're into Tuesday, we're going to be in a level 1. So still the risk of seeing some flash flooding, but I am expecting Monday to really be the day that we're going to get the most rounds of rain. I'm talking from start to finish for the day. Rounds of rain and even some embedded storms are going to be possible. Before I dive into anything else, I do want to show you where this system is currently right now on the radar. So let's kind of zoom out here just a little bit to kind of give you a regional view. In portions of South Carolina and also Georgia and Florida and also in Alabama, you can see lots and lots of rainfall, all from this low pressure system to our south that is barely moving. I'm talking it is inching our way from the south. It's really not going to start to impact us until the overnight hours. And you can see it's even bringing a couple of storms in portions of Alabama and also portions of Mississippi. But for the most part, just lots of scattered showers continuing to come in from the south, and it's pulling that moisture actually in from the Gulf. And that's why, you know, this tropical moisture is so abundant. It's because it's coming in from over the ocean, and that system is going to continue to kind of pull that in as it continues to make its way over here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There's actually one flash flood warning right now in portions of Georgia and Bullock and Screven County until 8:45. So for the next 45 minutes or so, this flash flood warning is in effect. You can see at the beginning of the loop a lot of higher reflectivity right there in like the reds and also the purples and the yellows. Just from the amount of rainfall they've already seen today, this is a lot to go on top of it. So that flash flood warning is going to be continuing until around 8:45. For us, I would say that's going to be our primary threat as well. It's going to be the flash flood warnings. Some of us could see across the area by the time we step into tomorrow afternoon, and especially by the evening with all of that rain continuing to come in rounds throughout the day tomorrow. It's not so much going to be a morning thing, but the rain has to go somewhere, right? There's going to be runoff and, of course, ponding alongside the roads, and it really could be a problem, especially if you plan on being on the roads into the afternoon and evening. I wouldn't drive unless you absolutely have to heading into the afternoon and evening. So just go ahead and make those travel plans while you can. We're still seeing some higher reflectivity in portions of South Carolina as well, where we were kind of seeing these storms move in to portions of the area with a little bit of cloud to ground lightning. When you start to see these reds, that's when you know you're really starting to get bit into the heavier downpours right now, moving into Edgefield and Greenwood here right along 20, and also into Orangeburg. Lots and lots of higher rainfall continuing to make its way over the area. Another big question that I have been getting asked is, is severe weather going to be, prevalent with the storms coming in? And you know what? I wouldn't say that it's completely off the table. I think some of these could definitely pack a punch in terms of strong wind gusts, and I wouldn't even rule out an isolated tornado or two with the way this system is progressing both Monday and into Tuesday. But Tuesday does feature a little bit more ingredients in the atmosphere, more instability for these storms to be able to form and possibly get to that level of being strong or severe. So I did want to kind of pull back and talk about what we've seen so far for the day today. This is for the highs today. Again, much cooler than we would have gotten if we had a little bit more sunshine, but mid to upper 60s, 66 in Greensboro and in Lexington, 63 in Asheboro, 69 there in Reedsville. Not anywhere near the average where we're normally in the upper 70s across the area. Burlington right now, winds are calm, but look at those skies. Lots of low-level stratus clouds right now. We're in the middle 60s across the area. Maybe need a light coat heading into the evening. Still mid 60s across High Point as well, with wind also pretty calm. Temperatures still in the 60s right now across the area, 65 in Burlington. And you'll notice with this rainfall, as it continues to kind of move into the area, that's really going to kind of inhibit temperature growth. We have this, there's a scientific term for it. Whenever the rain comes down and you have this evaporative cooling, right? You start to see those temperatures drop very quickly across the area due to that rainfall just cooling the atmosphere. So while we may get into the mid to upper 60s tomorrow, maybe mid 60s could be at best where we kind of sit and reside due to the amount of clouds and the amount of rainfall that are coming in rounds throughout the day tomorrow. So look at these dew points across the area, 50s and 60s, not too bad. I'm not too worried about humidity. I am more focused on this big glob of moisture that's going to be kind of sitting over us the next 48 hours or so. And you can see just right here on this futurecast, there are lots of lines that could develop into strong or maybe even some severe storms across the area in association with this warm front. More on that in just a moment, but the real timing of this starts overnight tonight and kind of continues all throughout the day on Monday and even into Tuesday. However, in comparison to Monday, I am expecting Tuesday to be a little bit more on the drier side. I still think you need to have the rain gear ready to go and be ready for a severe storm or two, but the main threat is going to be for Monday for more widespread scattered showers and that flooding risk across the area. Hence why we do have that flood watch now that's going to be in effect from tonight all the way until 8 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. So futurecast, let's play this all the way out from Monday and into the day on Tuesday. You'll see most of the moisture has kind of continued to push toward the north. But look at this, as this warm front kind of lifts into our area, more instability, more severe weather ingredients are going to be there for these scattered showers and maybe even embedded storms to be able to get stronger and maybe even hit severe criteria by the afternoon and into the evening. So it's something worth mentioning. I wouldn't worry too much about it, but I would definitely have your notifications on heading into the next 2 days, whether it be for a flood advisory, a flood warning, a flood watch that we already have issued across the area, or perhaps even a strong or severe thunderstorm. It's all things to keep in mind these next couple of days. Futurecast, let's play it all the way into tomorrow morning. You can see the start time really came overnight, and we're going to be seeing rounds and rounds of heavy rainfall throughout the day. Our futurecast does a pretty good job of showing some heavier spots that could be involved in maybe an embedded storm or two, and that's really where we're going to have the highest tallies across the area, especially if one location actually aligns with multiple rounds of these heavier isolated pockets of rainfall. Then we could have upward of around 3 to 5 inches of rainfall in one specific spot. But for now, I'm expecting mainly for the area around 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. Some places also may be getting a little bit of a break. So may not be raining at all times heading throughout the day tomorrow, but certainly going to be seeing rounds of heavy rain throughout the early morning and into the afternoon and evening. You'll notice by around 4 o'clock, maybe a couple of breaks with the rain, but still seeing more moisture pulled in overnight and into Tuesday morning. This is by around 11 o'clock on Monday. You've seen that kind of big swath of moisture continuing to bring rounds and rounds of heavy rain across the area. And you know what? It is very much needed, but you got to be careful while you're being out on the roads, of course, for that flooding risk. Into Tuesday, it is trending a little bit drier across the area. By the time we get to around noon, may even see a couple of peaks of sunshine, as some models are suggesting, but isolated showers and storms still going to be possible, especially for the afternoon as that warm front continues to kind of lift north into our area. Tuesday, again, widespread scattered showers going to be possible once again for the afternoon, but a little bit drier in comparison to what we're going to be seeing throughout the day tomorrow. A closer look at this futurecast, already seeing these scattered showers move into the area, maybe even a heavier pocket of rainfall by around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, really starting to come down by around 7 or 8 o'clock. When you're heading out the door to work, that's when the rain is really going to start coming down, and you have to be extra cautious on the roadways. I would go ahead and give yourself an extra couple of minutes in the morning ahead of time, so you're not, speeding along the roadways, just so you have some extra time while you're out on the roads to get to work, and you're not, in case there's an accident, anything like that, just because it's going to be coming down in rounds and rounds and rounds already by around 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. A lot of heavy rain and even some embedded storms going to be possible already throughout the early morning hours. We're still going to be in the 60s by the afternoon. Couple of breaks, seeing a little bit of some areas not receiving as much, but still more to come. More rounds are going to be on the way overnight and also into Tuesday morning. Here's this futurecast all the way by 11 o'clock. Some places could be mainly dry throughout that early morning period, which would be nice after a soaking day like Monday, but we're still going to be in the 70s with that isolated to scattered shower chance for the afternoon, and still in the 70s for the afternoon with those storm chances as well, with that, severe gradients in the atmosphere. So right now, as the forecast stands, rain potential over the next 3 days. We're kind of been bebopping around 2 to 4 inches. There was an increase in these models showing between around 3 to 4 inches, but for the most part, you see this purple up here that represents 2. The darker, the reds and the oranges are more around 3 to 4. So we definitely could see in that 2 to 4 inch range all across the Triad. And you know what? It is much needed. I will say that. Our drought monitor these last several weeks has done nothing but get worse across the region. This is the latest that they actually get released every Thursday. Abnormally dry conditions, that's level 1, as you can see up here on the legend. That's 84% right now of North Carolina. 53% is moderately dry conditions, and that's a level 2. And you can see most of the Triad is either in that abnormally dry or that moderately dry 2 out of 5 category. In short, we are in dire need of this rainfall, and you know what? It'll be very nice to receive it throughout these next couple of days, even if it could cause some travel issues, especially when you're on the roads during peak times like leaving work tomorrow or leaving for work tomorrow. Forecast for Monday, again, you can see all of these pops well up here. Mid to upper 60s, widespread scattered showers and embedded storms going to be problematic into the day tomorrow. So this is why we have this weather impact alert. We're here to give you the alert to make sure you have that early heads up on what to expect. The good news is the rain chances the next couple of days slowly winding down. So while we have it at 100 for Monday, which I'm sure you can see why after watching this forecast, Tuesday, again, a little bit more sparse, still scattered showers going to be likely for most of us with maybe an embedded storm or 2. Wednesday, scattered showers, but that's when we're going to be starting to see this system move out of the area. Very slim shower chances by the time we get into Thursday and into Friday, and that's when we start to dry out across the area. So I'm going to take this graphic full so you can kind of soak this in. This is a full 7-day forecast. Again, weather impact alert days for Monday and Tuesday. If you are just now joining us, scattered showers, maybe even embedded storms, but the main threat is going to be flash flooding across the area. A lot of rain is going to fall in a very short amount of time throughout the day tomorrow. Multiple rounds of showers and storms will continue to bring around 2 to 4 inches from Monday all the way through Wednesday, with this system that kind of lingers across the area, is very slow moving across the area. So keep in mind those things. Make sure you have those weather notifications on. We're going to keep you updated on here as well. Mainly dry Thursday and Friday. We're still in the mid to upper 80s. Lots of sunshine is going to return. It feels nice actually saying that. And it's going to feel nicer once we get all that rainfall. Saturday and Sunday heading into the weekend, we're also trending mainly dry. Remember this, though, of course, we're going to continue to keep you updated on air and online, and of course on the WFMY Plus app all throughout the day tomorrow, starting from the morning and heading all the way through the afternoon. Stick with us for the latest updates.